be here today to swear in the new Human Resources Director for the City and County of San Francisco, Carol Isen. Woo! Now, I first met Carol when I was a member of the Board of Supervisors, and I liked her instantly because she was tough, but more importantly, she was compassionate. She cared about what we were going to do to support our workforce, and also, simultaneously, what we were going to do to make sure that we saved the city money. Two of my favorite things. More recently, what I appreciated about what Carol has done, not just during this COVID pandemic, but more specifically, when the federal government sent us a letter of default from the San Francisco from the Department of Human Urban Development, the federal government said that our San Francisco Housing Authority was potentially facing a shutdown completely, and we needed to make some significant changes. The first thing I thought about were many of the dedicated employees and what we would do, because it was a very complex system. And the first person that I talked to about what we were going to do to help make sure that the transition was easy, and we helped many of the employees of the Housing Authority here in San Francisco with alternative opportunities, the first person I called was Carol, because I knew she would know what to do. We set up a system unlike any other. We were able to help many of the employees with their retirement so that they didn't lose their retirement. We were able to help people transition into similar jobs with the City and County of San Francisco. Some people decided to retire. I mean, what we did in providing the support necessary to protect people, their income, and their ability to take care of themselves at a time where the transition would have probably not been so smooth, is one of the reasons why I support and admire Carol so much. We know that during this COVID-19 pandemic, we know that during the wildfires and other things, a number of city employees have been impacted. The adjustments that she has made, the support that has been provided using human resources to make sure that people could still get paid while they may have needed to take time off of work because of emergencies that were outside the scope of specifically taking time off for using sick leave and other things that typically would be used in those particular cases. Carol has been very creative about supporting, uplifting, and protecting the workforce. We know that there continues to be challenges, but we know that we have a leader who cares about equity. We know we have a leader who can work with labor. We know we have a leader who is strong, who is fierce, who is ready to step up and do this job. She's been doing it for years, and she has generated a tremendous amount of support and respect from so many people who, whether they're members of labor, whether they're employees or elected officials and leaders and department heads. I know that the Human Resources Department will be in good hands, and we will do many of the things that we know that we need to do as a city to address issues around equity and inclusiveness, while also supporting and uplifting our workforce so that San Francisco can provide the services and the support necessary to make our city a better, thriving city, especially as we begin to recover. Human Resources will be in very, very capable hands with Carol Isen, and I'm so grateful that she is willing to take on this incredible responsibility. And so at this time, I'd like to administer the oath of office. You ready?
Ready.
Are we 6 feet apart?
How's that?
Is this okay? Will we be able to hear her? She needs her own microphone, doesn't she?
I will get my own microphone.
There you go.
All right.
All right, you get your own microphone.
Thank you.
Okay, please, you got your right hand up.
I do.
Repeat after me. I, Carol Isen,
I, Carol Isen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend
to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance
that I bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
that
I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
and
that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
And during such time as I serve as
And during such time as I serve as
the Human Resources Director
the Human Resources Director
for the City and County of San Francisco,
for the City and County of San Francisco,
I further do solemnly swear
I further do solemnly swear
that I am opposed to appointments
that I am opposed to appointments
to the public service as a reward for political activity,
as a reward for political activity,
and will execute the office
of
Human Resources Director
Human Resources Director
in the spirit of this declaration.
in the spirit of this declaration.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Breed, for selecting me as the next Human Resources Director. I am honored by your confidence in me to serve the city in this capacity. I would also like to thank the Civil Service Commission for conducting a rigorous selection process. It did help me to focus my thinking about how I will approach the work before us. And thank you to the Board of Supervisors for confirming my nomination and for asking many hard and thought-provoking questions. For me, this is the culmination of a long career in public service as a union representative and as a public servant. I commit to you, Mayor Breed, and to all of my colleagues that I will set the tone from the top for ethical behavior and to do all that I can to restore the strength and confidence in government and in the Department of Human Resources. I believe that our employees are our greatest strength in the city, and as I testified at the Rules Committee earlier this week, I will always put employees first. To my colleagues in organized labor, I will never forget where I came from. We have a lot of work to do together to bring our city back from the throes of the local emergency and to do this safely and effectively. And to all of our employees, not to just some, our employees have the right to be treated with respect and dignity and not to have to suffer from harassment or discrimination. For these reasons, I am committed to doing everything in my power to address head-on the demand for racial justice and equity in our workplaces. This is an urgent responsibility, and I commit to putting the full weight of my office and our department behind it. I would not, at this point in my life, be here if it were not for my family. Linda, my spouse, we have been inseparable since our first day of graduate school in 1986. We've been married, I'm sorry, Mayor. We've been married twice under this City Hall dome and are forever indebted to this great city of San Francisco to have made it possible. Our younger daughter, Sarah, she's one more academic quarter, and at that point she will go from being a Bruin to a graduated Bruin. And our older daughter, Molly, who is off in far-off Birmingham, Alabama, making her way. We know you're watching, we miss you, and we're really looking forward to seeing you on more than just FaceTime. My brother, Richard, happily retired city employee. He's known me longer than anyone. And next time you check the class and comp database, it's a workhorse application on the city website. I would gander the guess that city employees check this website more often than any other to find out how much they get paid and how much they are going to get paid. Richard designed that over 20 years ago, and it works to this day. Ron Dix, union is family. You and I spread our wings together in labor at Local 21. You've contributed greatly to this city as a career-long inspector by preserving safe residential housing stock. Richard and Ron, like so many city employees, have made great contributions without a lot of fanfare. This is also true of our Department of Human Resources. The employees there have contributed greatly to the city's response to the pandemic, and along with all of the other work in promoting excellence in city employment, I look forward to working side by side as we meet the challenges that face us coming to us in the future. Thank you very much, Mayor, and let's get to work. On. This is daughter Molly's mask.
You want to wear your city pin now?
I'll happily wear my city pin.
I don't want to mess up your suit.
That's all right, don't worry.
I know how to put it on right in the crease.
All right, you do that. We get this mask on here. All right.
So it goes right here where the little,
And then I'm going to see what you did so I can learn how to do it
so
myself.
then, because you don't want it to put a hole in your suit.
Exactly. I like this suit too.
There you
It's a
go.
nice suit. I like the color.
I hope I didn't miss the line.
Don't worry. It's perfect.
All right, so we want to take it in the middle of the flags or?